Hello and welcome to the Conscious Leadership Podcast, which now includes a specific thread for the Women into Business Academy. My name is Julie Hogbin, your host on both podcasts, and if you have any questions on anything you hear, please ask. And if you would like a specific topic covered, let me know. And if you like what you hear, please share. The change equation. And there is one, believe it or not, in how we change and what we need to do to change. And I thought this is the next episode from an episode on mental health and coming out of it stronger, looking after self and others, is about change. There are many, many, many theories linked to change, and over many years of working with people, and even more recently from this morning talking on Clubhouse about change and how we change and what stops people changing, I just thought this was a really timely episode. So, a change equation, and why don't we change? So why don't we change? We don't change because we're comfortable where we are. We don't change because we don't really see the need for change because we're comfortable. We don't change because sometimes we feel it's too hard. So we can't see how to get from where we are to where we think we might want to be. And there's a difference between wanting to be and needing to be. Very different. We don't change because we just don't know how. We're sort of stuck in a time warp of not knowing and being comfortable because where we are is okay. And the only reason we do change is where it can be imposed upon us by others, or we can choose to change. And regardless of whether it's imposed or whether we choose it, we go through the same process. Now, I'm not going to talk about the change curve. I'm not going to talk about whether we're an early adopter or a resistor. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how, if we choose to change, what we need to have around us and in front of us, certain things that enable us to do that. And it's basically a change equation. And this was what I was talking about this morning on Clubhouse in the winner's room. And I thought I'll just share it. So we don't change because we're comfortable. Now, when we're comfortable, why on earth would we want to change? I mean, that's just the reality of it. You're comfortable. Why are you going to make yourself uncomfortable to change? But here's the thing, and this is what we all need to do, me included. I'm no different. We're all the same on this. We need to create dissatisfaction with where we currently are. So if we're comfortable, we are satisfied. If we are satisfied, why are we going to change? So we have to become dissatisfied with where we are. We have to become dissatisfied with where we are and what we've got. We have to be dissatisfied and ramp that dissatisfaction up to fuel the fire to change the thing that we want to change. Now, it doesn't just do with creating dissatisfaction. We have to be able to see where we are going. We have to be able to see the vision of the change. And it's exactly that. We have to create the vision, attach ourselves to the vision so we can physically see it, which is why people talk about vision boards. It's why people say, write your goals down, because you can physically see these things. If you can picture the thing and you write it down so you can see it, both in pictures and in words, if you say it to yourself and you say it to others, other people hear it, but you have to have the vision. So if you are dissatisfied and you like where you are now, and then you have the vision of what you want to be or where you want to be, what you want to look like, what you want to have, whatever the vision is, whatever the thing is that you want to change. That can be your career, it could be your clothing size, it could be the colour of your hair, it could be who you associate with, it could be your profession, it can be absolutely anything. It works exactly the same. If you're a team manager and you've got a change being imposed on you, you have to create the vision for your staff team. Otherwise, why are they going to do anything different? So create the dissatisfaction. Create the vision. So you're multiplying the dissatisfaction. You're multiplying it with the vision, or you're multiplying the vision with the dissatisfaction. And then what you have to know is how to do it. So I'm saying this quite simply. The equation's actually quite simple. So how do you do what you need to do? How do you get from where you are to where you want to be? It's a process. It's a system. So what's the process? What do you need to do differently to get from where you are to where you want to be? From what you have to what you want to have? What's the process? How do you do it? Because if you don't know how to do it, you're going to fail before you even start. So how do you do it? So where do you get the knowledge linked to the process? So being dissatisfied, having the vision, and then knowing the steps is part of it. But then, and there's one more final thing on the change equation, on the top level of the change equation. What is your skill set? So what do you know? What is your skill set currently with where you are to where you want to be? What's the different skills? Have you got to enhance your skills? Have you got to learn more skills? Which does come back into the process. So if you need more skills to change, to do the thing, whatever the thing is, it's a technical word for me, everybody. If you need more skills, how are you going to get the skills? So come back to the process. Find out how you're going to achieve the different skills that you need to create the change. So dissatisfaction, you have to be really uncomfortable with where you are. You have to have a vision. You have to have a vision, because otherwise, what are you aiming at? You have to have a process. So how are you going to do it? How do I get from where I am to where I want to be? And then what skill set do I need? Have I got the skills, or do I need extra? That is a process for change. So why don't we change? Because it sounds relatively easy, doesn't it? You're not happy. You know where you want to go. You've got the vision. You know how to do it. And you've got the skill set. So then what happens? And what happens, what smashes that equation out of the water, is that all those resistors come in. And by resistors, I mean fear of the difference, the uncertainty of the change. I mean the comfort zone. I'm really comfortable. So as much as I'm not happy about the weight I'm carrying, actually the fear of the change of not eating the chocolate, or not overeating the puddings and the pies, or drinking the alcohol, creates the resistor, because that's my comfort. Now there's a whole another side to this. There's lots more to this. But look at your resistors, work out what your resistors are, work out why you're having those resistors, listen to the voice in your head, have a big, stiff, long, strong conversation with it, shout at it, argue with it if you need to, but come out for the positive, because you've said you want the change. Now, if you've said you want the change, why are you not doing it? And it's that good old thing called habits. You'll listen to many speakers talk about the fact that we are 95% habit. There's so much information comes at us so fast, so quick, we physically cannot make every decision we make consciously. We just can't. We wouldn't get through the first 5 minutes of the day. So most of the decisions we make are made at an unconscious level. So to change, in reality, you've got to, it's going to sound a bit woo-woo. Make no apologies for that. You have to work with your unconscious to change. You have to, because part of your unconscious's job is to keep you safe. And any change puts you into the unknown. The unknown can be perceived as being fearful, which creates fear. So it's a bit convoluted, but create the dissatisfaction, have the vision, find out what your process is and develop the skill set that you need to create the change that you want. And this is any change, absolutely any change. And then work with your unconscious decision-making process to enable it to feel safe with the change that you are initiating. Now, if anybody wants to talk to me about this, please do. Connect at clavum.global. I'm running programs on all of this sort of thing. If you want any more information, connect with me on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram. I'm on Clubhouse. Connect with me. Ask me these questions because I can help you with your specific situation and scenario without any doubt. I can unpick your thought processes to enable you to recreate new thought processes, recognise where you are stumbling. I'll give you a prime example. So I'm looking to redistribute some weight out back into the universe so somebody else can have it. And I like chocolate. So one of the changes I have made, I'm dissatisfied with my current weight. I have the vision. I know my process and I do have the skill set, no doubt. I know I can do this and I like chocolate. So what have I done? One of my processes now is that when I go out shopping, I do not go up the sweet aisle. I avoid the parts of the supermarkets that have the chocolate bars. Now, when I first started to avoid that aisle, I had serious conversations going on in my head, and I found myself stood at the end of the aisle arguing internally with myself about whether I could just go up there and resist the temptation. I physically cannot go up the aisle. Now I can now, and I've been doing that for a couple of months because the habit has kicked in. And I still don't go up the aisle because if I'm in one of those moods that you sometimes get in, a little bit won't matter, I can still pick a bar up. So I've stopped myself even going. I've tested myself and it doesn't work. So I just avoid the aisle. I do not go up it anymore. So think about what the process is that you have to change to get to where it is you want to go. Please contact me if you need any more information. This is one equation. I'll do a lot more on change as we go through. I've got a whole list of episodes that I'm going to record and get up. The longer episodes come out on a Monday. Please remember you've got Wealth Wednesday on a Wednesday and you've got the A to Z of business on a Friday. Short, sharp sessions on a word or a subject linked to either wealth or business. So please connect in. Please share if you think this is of value. If you want me to record an episode on anything, please ask. And in the meantime, go out and have a fabulous life. Go and create it. Take action. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to the Conscious Leadership and the Women into Business Academy episodes. If you have any questions, please ask. You can find me on all of the normal social media channels, along with Facebook pages and groups, LinkedIn pages and a YouTube channel. If you like what you have heard, please share to spread the message. And if you have anybody or a subject matter that you would like me to either interview or talk about, please let me know.